Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 96. This is going to be all about threats, distractions, and detours. Get ready and buckle up because I think that this is going to be one of those messages that you've heard countless times from me. So first off, if you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're here for the 75th time, this is going to be an episode about fitness challenges and all sorts of stuff like we always talk about. So I hope that you stay, though, because I'm going to actually give a little bit more insight into some of the threats, distractions, and detours that I think that we've had over the last year, maybe year and a half, a little bit like that. So as you guys know, the threats, I think, in the real estate market over the last year and a half have been completely to do with interest rates. And there's only one entity out there that really is controlling the interest rates, and that is the Fed. So I wanted to say thanks to the Fed for crushing all of our dreams and hopes and pretty much pissing all over that. So thanks to the Fed. Just kidding. If you see I have an accident on a ladder or something in the next week, you'll know what happened. This episode came out and I got clobbered or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. That's some conspiracy theory out there for you. Anyway, the real threat there, though, is that the Fed does control our interest rates, not effectively controlling them because they can't tell a mortgage industry or a mortgage entity what interest rate to put home loans at. They can control the federal funds rate, which is the funds rate between banks and between the Federal Reserve and all of that. That's like a whole nother banking class, and I don't really understand a lot of that other than when the federal funds rate goes up, typically mortgage interest rates go up in a relatively close proximity. Then obviously you have competing businesses competing for their loans for the public, and so that's where you can get some flexibility on interest rates. But essentially, when the federal funds rate went to zero during COVID, you watched mortgage interest rates really plummet and rock bottom. And I do have some friends that are in the twos and a couple of people with VA loans in the 1% for a home loan, which is just outrageous. That's like free money. And obviously, as you guys know, 1% interest rate during that time when we were experiencing probably 30 and 40% inflation, not based on the CPI data, when we were experiencing that, if you had a 1% or 2% interest rate on your home loan, 2% beats 40% inflation all day, every day. So it was essentially free money like I was talking about. Okay, so anyway, that's one of the threats that I think in the last little while has really kind of hindered the real estate market. Now I want to talk about one of the distractions, though. I think that the media have really distracted us from the purchasing power that people could have during the last 12 or 14 months, because as interest rates were as interest rates were coming up and the real estate market was cooling off, and that did the purpose that the Fed wanted it to. It wanted to stop some of the inflation, and it wanted to stop some heat in the market, in all markets, and it did that very effectively. But I think that the media was distracting us from the cooling off period a little bit, and they were just talking about doom and gloom. Now, if you were a person that saw the interest rates going up and you were about to purchase a home, there was a great buying opportunity in December 2023 in Salt Lake County, Utah County, or pretty much any county in Utah, because prices were at their all-time low for the year, which happens most frequently or happens in most years. By the time we get to December, prices really cool off in most markets every single cycle. However, this particular one, I feel like there was an extra cooling period, and it was because of all the distractions from the media of doom and gloom, and people just weren't out there looking at homes. A couple of stats for you. In Salt Lake County alone, the average home price went down 6.2%. So if you had bought a home in November versus buying a home in December, you would have got a better price or a cheaper price in December if you were buying. Naturally, on the flip side of that, if you were listing a home, and this is why I try to never let any clients sell a home in the last part of November or in December, because historically all the numbers are very low. I love taking buyers out, though, and giving them the opportunity to purchase a home late in the year. For instance, we just had one of our clients close December 2023. Well, it was the first week of January, but we had to push that out so that we could close in January. However, due to the average price decrease, they saved about $25,000 by buying in December versus buying and closing in January or even February. So anyway, that's the distraction that I think. Now, the detour that I think we're going to have and the shift that we're going to have in the 2024 market is that the Fed has said they're going to do 3 rate cuts in 2024. And that detour is going to be a complete 180, I feel like, when we see a 5% interest rate in the market for mortgages. I feel like the new energy and the new purchasing power of new buyers is going to be crazy. So watch for that detour. I really feel like we're going to see this pattern of heat come back into the market. And that's really that detour that I'm talking about for 2024. I think we really kind of curbed the market like the Fed wanted to through 2022 or the end of it, and then into 2023, obviously. And then already you guys can see the new energy that's out on the market, new buyers, new people coming into our market that are moving here outside of Utah. And so I feel like that's going to be the new 2024 market. So anyway, that's a little bit of discussion about the threats that I think we've had in the past, the distractions that I think the media is capitalizing on day in and day out. And if you're a person that loves the media, comment down below. But if you think that the media is destroying or being one of the parts of the players that's destroying this country, write that in the comments down below. I know that's probably very controversial, what I just said. And then the detour, I think, for 2024 is lower interest rates, and we're going to see a boom in price, and we're going to see a new boom in energy and new buyers in the market. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the 2024 market? If you had to throw out a prediction, throw that in the comments down below. As always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the Fitness Realty podcast. And as always, I would love for you guys to like, share, and comment down below. And we will see you next time for a next Fitness Realty podcast. See you next week. All right, bye.